Hello everyone. This video is about a couple of issues I found on the Kia Sorento 2021 EX Plus trim level Canadian version. I know in USA the lineup differs a little bit, so I don't know if it'll make a difference. I do have the big infotainment screen on the EX Plus. So a little bit about myself. I'm an avid Kia owner. I owned a 2015 Kia Cadenza. I owned a 2018 Sorento EX Plus V6. And now I own this one. This is a 2021 EX Plus. So everything is great with the car. I really like the car. I'm not going to go into the details about the car, like the sound isolation and all the improvements they've made. The car is great. The car is absolutely fantastic. Warranty is unbeatable. The price, the materials, everything. Just I got the captain seats and everything. I'm almost fully satisfied with the car. I just found a few issues that I think should be corrected by Kia, and I think those issues are not immediately noticeable for a person who is just in the showroom or maybe taking this vehicle for a test drive and they're thinking about buying it. So I suppose this video is for Kia Canada, Kia in general, like engineers or somebody, and as well as Kia customers, potential Kia customers. So let me just turn on the car. So my problem problem number one is with this button over here. This button over here next to the volume button on the steering wheel is usually used to scroll through menus, and you can scroll down or you can scroll up. And when it comes to, let's say, a text, like a menu that contains text in it, the scroller works just fine. So when you have a menu with, let's say, like maybe vehicle, it wants me to fully turn the power on. Anyways, let's say you have like some kind of menu, maybe navigation menu, and you have some addresses or something, and you wanna like scroll through things. Like you can scroll through things in the map. I'm not gonna go into it. It's mostly to do with media. So the button scrolls okay, but when you go to, let's say, USB music, and you have a numerical value, right? Don't mind the Cyrillic letters. Don't worry about it. This just says track number 4, track number 5, track number 6. So when you have a numerical value attached to a playlist, whether it's in your phone, like right now I have a USB stick installed, so it's playing off of the USB stick. So this is an internal menu. It has nothing, internal player. It has nothing to do with perhaps like a MP3 player that I have downloaded from Play Store or anything like that. So this is an internal thing, and it works the same for any MP3 player that I had, and also for the podcasts. So there is a numerical value to these tracks 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in my previous Kias, when I pressed up on this button to go to the next track, this would be intuitive because the button to go up this way performed the same function as this button would. So next up would be 5. Next up will be 6, right? So in my previous Kias, this button and this button going up perform the same function. However, when I press up here, I'm going to try to capture it, it goes from 6 to 5. See, one from down from the top is 5. So now I'm going to press up. I'm actually going to do it this way. So it goes from 5 to 4. It goes backwards. So this function going up is backwards. I know that what they did is they married the function to go down same as the function to go down in the list, but it never worked this way. So the next, you know, when you're driving, even I found that I need to readjust my grip a little bit, and kind of like going down on this button while driving is not very comfortable. So basically what had happened is the function of this button is reversed, because when I want to go to the next track, first of all, if you press it too quickly, you see the track is playing right now. This is the status of the track. It's 47 seconds in. If I press it up too quickly, just a quick press, it resets the track first. It didn't switch the track. It resets it to 0. So in order for me to switch the track, I have to press longer. I have to press it for longer amount of time, and then it changes. So basically what it's doing, it's performing the function of this button like it would on a CD player or something like that. So to me, this is counterintuitive. This is very strange. It didn't work like this on the previous Sorento that I owned. That when you press up, it should go this way, because this is a numerical value. So the next track up would be the next track. Same thing for, if you don't like this explanation, here we go. Let's say I'm on Sirius XM channel 46. Channel 46, 47, 53. If I want to go from 46 to 47, take a look. It goes down. It went down to Sirius XM 1 from 46. So again, in order for me to go from 46 to 47, I have to press down. 46 to 47 is not down. 46 to 47 is up. So now again, I have to press down, and it will go to 53, from 47 to 53. Again, this is counterintuitive, and this is backwards. As well as when I used to press things up on the previous vehicle, things would move away from the driver towards the passenger on the screen. However, here, take a look. This is chosen right now as number 53. When I press up, things move towards me, which is, again, I find this very counterintuitive and very strange. So this is kind of like the function is reversed. So I think this should be corrected with a software update or something, because there is no continuity from one model to the next. So that is one of my major concerns with the car, is just something you won't notice when you're sitting in the showroom. Second thing I noticed, as a mechanic who worked on cars for like last 13 years, I worked for Honda, I worked for Hyundai. I noticed that the car has the automatic low beam. So this icon over here, the light and the lights, the green icons, this car has this switch over here, right? Just like every other vehicle, it has an off switch. So when I go to off, you can have auto. So when I'm in auto, most people would think, well, the car will just rely on sensors. The car has two sensors that are located over here, right? And you would think when you put it to off, and it says off, that the lights will be off. However, I found that during daytime, on a bright sunny day, when I'm driving, my headlights would go on and off, every time I pass under a bridge. So when I pass under a bridge, even at 80 km per hour, or sometimes at 100 km per hour, the automatic low beams would go on, because they think that the car thinks I entered a tunnel. So the bridge comes and goes in like a matter of a second on a bright sunny day with a blue sky. But my lights, this icon over here, the two green icons, they go on. Then the car realizes, oh, you're not in the tunnel anymore, and they go off. And this has to do with the calibration of these two sensors. I think they're not calibrated properly. So as I'm driving, however many bridges I encounter on a sunny day, that's how many times my headlights would go on. And I actually noticed that people in other vehicles, they're giving me strange looks through their rear view mirror, because my lights go on and off, on and off. Like, and I feel as a mechanic that this is not a good thing for the lights of the vehicle and the light circuit or the bulbs. I don't know how much they cost. I know they're not covered under warranty. So on my journey, when I encounter a lot of bridges, and on the journey back, if you combine the number of bridges I go under, that's how many times my headlights would go on and off. And on one of the trips, I didn't count it, but I bet you it was close to 50 times, because I encountered like 20 bridges on the way there and on a bright sunny day, as well as so 20 bridges and 20 bridges, same 20 bridges on the way back, as well as when I was traveling north and the sun was behind me and the shade was created by the roof of my vehicle and was covering the sensors, the headlights stayed on the whole time. That icon stayed on the whole time. And the problem is it cannot be disabled. This function, there is no menu in the car that can disable this automatic low beam. This is just a decision of the engineers, and it cannot be disabled. So I think it should be improved, because it's taxing the system, the headlight system, unnecessarily if you pass under bridges. So I've created a small montage of me driving, and you can see, take a look, you can see how the headlights go on during a bright sunny day with a blue sky. And then I'll get back to a couple of more issues. Here's a perfect example. So sensors are obscured by the shade of my roof. I'm traveling north, the sun is behind me, headlights are on, headlight switch is off, and there's nothing I can do to shut them off. Just as long as I continue going north, they will stay on. I think that's a waste of headlights. So as you have seen, a quick drive under a bridge just turns on my headlights, and this is throughout the whole journey. And that's on a bright sunny day. You can see in the background the sky is blue, and there is absolutely no reason to turn my headlights on. However, the car just keeps turning them on and off, and it cannot be disabled. Even though the physical switch is off, there is no internal menu that can disable the automatic headlights. I looked in the manual for the vehicle. It only says that these light sensors are calibrated to 1000 lux, whatever that means, and it's not lumens, I don't think, and that's the level of darkness that they perceive. And I just think it should be calibrated better, because as you saw in the video, I just keep driving and the headlights on, headlights off, and that includes the rear tail lights as well. So that is the function that cannot be turned off. Also, this function here, the engine off at the lights, is also very annoying, because I don't like this function. I don't encounter enough lights on most of my drives, and the car never remembers that you want this off. And again, there is no way to shut this off unless you shut it off when you're just getting out of your garage. As well as these modes too, and that goes back to our backwards argument. Every vehicle that I ever worked on, or most vehicles I know, whatever brand they may be, the sport mode is usually at the top of the range. Everything in this world works in a clockwise. This is a clockwise world. So to turn things up, you go clockwise. So I'm turning up the volume, I'm going clockwise. The speedometer, the speed is going clockwise. The tachometer, the speed is going clockwise. When you turn up your oven, it goes clockwise. So when you want things to, when you want to get more, it's usually clockwise. So this would be intuitive. However, here the sport mode is in the middle of the range. So for me to turn things up, I actually have to turn it down to go to sport. Again, totally backwards. And this is something that you will not notice. You will see those when you're in the showroom checking out the car. You will not notice this. The range sort of doesn't make sense at all, except that it's in alphabetical order, I guess. So every vehicle that I have worked on, the sport is usually the last mode. It's you want to turn things up. And in this car, when you turn things up, you actually go to eco. And also, the car doesn't remember, except for the nice modes, it doesn't remember that you left the car in sport. So if I leave the car in sport and shut it off, I don't know, let's see. I didn't have the car on at all, but open the door, shut everything off, and then turn on the ignition. Yeah, it starts out in comfort. Like, it remembers the nice mode. So if I turn it down to eco, I shut the car off, open the door, came back in, turn the car on. Yeah, it remembers eco mode. But if you turn it down to sport, again, turning it down to sport doesn't make sense. The sport on every vehicle is at the top of the range. The lowest range is the eco or smart or something calm, where the range actually exists. Here it's just put together, I think, like I said, in alphabetical order. So if I shut the car off and I exit, let's say I come back in, turn the ignition back on, yeah, it's in comfort. Why does it remember comfort and eco, or it reverts to comfort and remembers eco, but it doesn't remember sport? That doesn't make sense at all. So basically, when you're getting into the vehicle, you have to turn on your ignition, turn on your car, turn down to the mode you want to be in, whether it's eco or sport most likely, or even maybe smart. Then you have to turn off your engine start stop, because that's annoying, and then you can get on your journey. Why doesn't the car remember these simple functions? It's very strange to me. So those are my quirks with the car. These are my problems that I'm kind of having. My previous Sorento EX Plus V6 2018 did not have engine start stop at the stoplights. But it had modes, and it also never remembered the last mode I was in unless I was in eco, which is very strange. However, it didn't have this selector. You just have to kind of scroll through the modes, which was a little bit better. Here, since you have a dial that operates through a range, why not arrange these modes in the ascending or descending order, from the most aggressive mode down to the most economical mode, or something like that? There is no order, which I think is logical for these modes. So yeah, other than that, the vehicle is great. So I hope whoever is watching this information was useful. I feel that having this backwards is not good. I don't know, I have to go down to go from 47 to 53, and if I go up right here, I'm pressing up, it's gonna go to 47 and to 46. So 47 to 46 is not up. I'm sorry, Kia, this is some kind of a screw up. So I'm sure this multimedia strangeness, and as well as the light sensors, as you saw in the clips that I've included, this can be corrected with a simple update, and then the car will be perfect. So thanks for watching, everyone. Distribute the video or make it known. I hope this this can get corrected and Kia will know about this. I'm gonna try to include this video and try to post it everywhere, and hopefully something will come of this. So thanks for watching, and yeah, I hope these improvements will be made.